Hello everyone, my name is Kira Jones. I did my senior project on the infectious disease valley fever. Thank you to everyone who responded to my survey and gave me feedback on my project. I would just like to preface this with the fact that I am not a doctor and you shouldn't diagnose yourself with anything you see in this video. And this is just me spreading my results, sharing my knowledge and my experience. So I created a survey and asked for responses so I could gain just a general knowledge of what people know about valley fever. And I made a PowerPoint showing those results. So I'm going to go over that and then explain. The most common response about knowledge was that many people have heard of it, but they don't know much about it. That was about 73% of the answers that I received. 54% of people knew someone in their life who had valley fever, and 69% answered that they were in Tracy at that time that they had it. Only 18% had an idea of the cause of valley fever, but 84% did know that a person can become infected by inhalation of dust. I gave a list of symptoms asking people to check all that apply or that they think are associated with valley fever, and the highest amount of people answered all symptoms 1 through 6, which included fever, cough, fatigue, skin rash, night sweats, joint pain, although there can be many more. About 80% of my responders were correct in answering that valley fever can become a long-term illness. When asked the question, where do you think valley fever is most common, about 91% answered that deserts and valleys, which is correct. When answered who they thought was at highest risk, responders were very split between individuals in construction, people with weakened immune systems, pregnant women, and just everyone being equal at risk. None of these are wrong because everyone is at risk, but there are some people at higher risk, which I'll go over in a minute. 60% of people answered that they were unsure if there were ways to prevent valley fever. When asked to elaborate on some ways to prevent the spread of the disease, about 15% answered wear masks, which is correct, some type of face covering. Lastly, the final question about valley fever on my survey was asking people how they think this is treated. The answers were split between the options of antifungal medication, antibiotics, rest and fluid, and other people were unsure. So for some background, valley fever is an infectious disease found in the soil of dry areas like California's Central Valley or other states nearby. The fungal spores of this disease become airborne and infect a person, normally starting in the lungs. The disease can't be contracted from person-to-person contact, so it's not contagious. The main people at the highest risk for contracting valley fever are people with weakened immune systems, older adults, pregnant women, and people that work in dusty or construction areas. The most common symptoms seen are fever, cough, and swollen rashes on the legs or lower stomach area. Most people can recover without treatment, but some people can develop chronic or severe infections. For those who do need treatment, antifungal treatment is the correct way to treat it. There is currently no vaccination option for this, but the research is still ongoing. The best tips to prevent this can be avoid breathing in dust whenever possible, stay indoors if there are dust storms in your area, wetting soil before working with it, and by wearing N95 masks if you're exposed to dust and a lot of dust activities. That is the majority of my results and information that I have to share. If there are any other questions, feel free to contact me. But thank you guys so much for supporting my senior project, and that's all for now. Thank you.